Hi everyone, Simon Keeling here, and thanks for watching. It's Thursday morning, the 8th of September, and giving you an outlook, well, a rambling outlook really for the next few days, perhaps into weeks as well, just give you an idea as to what's going on. And you would not believe the amount of times I've tried to record this forecast this morning with things going wrong, me tripping up on my words, so we'll try and get it right this time. Anyway, of course we've been in an unsettled period of weather over the last few weeks, and I've been looking for signs for change, and for some time now I've been predicting that I thought the change would come about around the 17th, 18th, 19th period. Probably wouldn't last for very long, but we would get a more settled period somewhere within there. What's interesting this morning is that the GFS model is starting to pick up and give some signals that that could be the case, and other models are doing it too. I want to show you why. I want to show you what's actually going on here. So these are the 10-day precipitation forecasts from the GFS model. This panel here runs from today through to next Thursday and gives us forecasts of rainfall amounts. You can see how most of it is down these western coasts of the country. These blue figures here indicating 50 to 65 millimetres of rain, out to the east near 20 to 30. Now, in the second part of the period, so this runs from Friday the 16th to Saturday the 24th, notice how lighter these colours are becoming. That's hinting that dry weather is starting to come in that second part of the period. So the model is starting to hint that we could be starting to see a change taking place. Is the percentage of normal precipitation for the next 7.5 days, and actually it's near normal, it's just these western coasts that see above normal rainfall, and that's indicative really of this westerly flow bringing more unsettled conditions and more outbreaks of rain. But it's this chart here which really interests me because it shows things drying up, a build of pressure taking place. Now, looking for backup for that elsewhere, and these are the interesting charts this morning. These are the 10-day mean 500 millibar charts, so that's the jet stream level, or roughly jet stream level charts, and it's the means from next Thursday to Sunday the 18th, so it's that Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4-day period. And this is from the ECMWF model, this is from the GFS model, so it allows us to compare the two. Let me get rid of my ugly mug and just show you what I find interesting here. Okay, for the last few weeks we've seen the jet stream screaming across the Atlantic. There's a straight westerly. Now, on these charts it's starting to show a buckling in the jet stream. You see that N shape there, and also the N shape showing on the GFS, and there's quite good agreement between these two models which show that we can have reasonable confidence in the forecast. Also, these orangey colours out towards the west of the British Isles indicating that pressure is building there, because that is higher than normal heights. Now, when you get a higher than normal height, that means that your height in the atmosphere increases, your level of atmosphere increases, and that means that pressure rises at the surface. Now, it's keeping it to the west of the country with a trough out towards the east. So what could happen is that I think as we go into next weekend, so as we get towards the kind of 18th, 19th period, I think we're going to start finding high pressure building out towards the west. Now, that will probably bring a northwesterly flow through the country. Could well turn northerly and may well bring showers to western, northern and eastern coast. But for much of Wales, England, southern England, I think their conditions could actually be turning drier. And as this area builds in, as this ridge builds through, many places will become dry. So I've got this idea from, if we took a period from about the 19th to the 25th, and really I'm just taking a guesstimate as that 5-day period, I think we could find a spell in there of reasonably settled weather. So what else can I find to try and back up my my tale here? Let me just have a look and see what information I can try and bring together for you to give you an idea as to why I'm kind of going with this too. This is the CFS forecast for September, October, November, December, January and February. Now, you believe this at your absolute peril, but it's useful to look at just to give us some sort of guidance. And this is rainfall anomalies. So where we've got green means that we've got above normal rainfall, where we've got orange and yellows is where we've got below normal rainfall. What's interesting here, September, look, above normal rainfall across the British Isles, but then look what happens October. It's predicting below normal rainfall in October and again through November. So this is predicting that I think pressure is higher than normal and we get a more settled October period than we're used to, with the jet stream breaking further south. Now, I think this is probably about right. I think most of October could well turn out to be drier than normal, sunnier than normal, potentially warmer than normal, although with overnight frosts. It's the way that I'm developing things at the moment, and to my private clients I've been telling them that I thought that October was probably going to go dry. I have to say I'm not convinced with November, but certainly this October forecast at the moment looks fairly reasonable to me. So what can we draw from this? Well, I think overall we have to account for a more unsettled period through the coming week, taking us through till at least the 18th, 19th, so that's going to be a week on Sunday, a week on Monday. Then I think things settle down for a short time, probably for 4 or 5 days. Then I think we'll go into a more unsettled flow briefly once again, but then as we get into the beginning of October, I think things do settle down, and we could well find ourselves with a fairly reasonable lengthy spell of dry weather coming through during the course of October. I should say though, before we get to this drier spell at the after the 18th and 19th, probably winds going into the north of the northwest, so turning cooler through the back end of next week into next weekend for a time. Showers particularly in the north and the east, but I think cooler overall for many of us. Well, I hope that's been useful for you. Now, I wanted to show you as well the new farming forecasts. If any of you are farming, this might be quite interesting for you. If you go to weatherweb.net and then come down the left hand side and click on Farmers Forecasts, I've developed this new system so you can put in your postcode. I'll put in my postcode, WV5. Click on search, it brings up your farm, click on that, and then what it will do is show you a forecast for farming in your area, and it gives you full detailed information as to the weather, winds, rainfall amounts, the amount of sunshine, etc. Takes you through for 7 days, and also gives you a full detailed planning outlook which is written by our forecasters. So very easy to get. Just go to weatherweb.net, click on the farming forecast down the left hand side, and the forecast will be there for you. Now, I've developed this for farmers, so it'd be very interesting to get your feedback on it to let me know exactly what you think. But I thought that forecast would be of interest to you. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's of interest, and keep the sun shining.